Good morning, everybody. My name is Mike over here at Filmboy24, and today is Found Film episode number 33. Yep, 33 times on YouTube we've done this. That's where we find an old roll of film like this one and these from wherever, and it was shot presumably many years ago. We process it and see if we can get any images. That's right, we're 33 rolls deep. And like I mentioned, I don't know, a week or two ago, I got my hands on 3 rolls of this old Plus-X. It's a 72-76 Kodak Plus-X. They made this film for a long time. I want to say 35 or 40 years they made this film. So I wasn't really sure when these particular rolls were manufactured. And you really aren't sure until you finally process them and search for an edge code. That'll tell you. So I got 3 rolls of them. 1, 2, 3. 2 of them were completely and fully exposed by someone, not me. And the third one was partially. In other words, it didn't read exposed here in the open end of the cartridge. So I popped it in my camera, took it out in the backyard, filmed for, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to burn up the film just to see how much of it was actually exposed. And I think I only got about 6 or 7 feet of my own footage, and so most of this was exposed as well. So I decided that this would be the cartridge we showcase today. Now these, I know oddly, are attached to these black bags. That's because in a lot of cases, when I'm pulling film from one cart, I'll take a couple more in there and I'll pull the film and I'll put them in double black bags, fold it over, and they're in a snap reel with a case, the cover rather, and they're ready to go. I just can spool them onto my Lomo and go. So these 2 are ready. These were the fully exposed cartridges, like I said. So I processed this for 5 minutes and 15 seconds in HC 110B at around 67 degrees Fahrenheit, and then just washed it and fixed it as normal, 7 minutes. And we did get some images, and they're kind of a little bit different than what we usually get. Nothing inappropriate. A little bit odd. And I only say that because I don't really know what exactly is happening, and I'm not going to give any of it away. But before I get into that, I just want to tell you real quick, I like to do this on each of these found films. Just show this little Lomo tank really quick. This is a UPB-1A made by Lomo in the 70s, somewhere in that era. It's designed to hold 50-foot lengths of 8mm, 16mm, or 35mm movie film. I use it primarily for, and when I say 8mm, I mean 8mm wide. So, double 8. You could actually process double 8 film in here before it's slit because that's 16. Anyway, I use it primarily for 16 and Super 8. You put two rolls in there, or 1. You can do 1 or 2, and pop it in. The tank is supposed to be completely light-proof, and mine is. I made this little doily here out of this closed cell foam to pop on the top, just for, safety reasons, just a little insurance, see there? Just to kind of block light there, and I'll just lift it a little bit. That was loud. I'll just lift it a little bit and pour the chemical in, then quickly put it back in, and you can still do all your agitating and twisting and turning and whatnot. This is the little spacer that goes on if you're only doing 1 roll of film, or you're doing 35. So that's the Lomo tank. If you want to know how to extract film and load one of these UPB-1As by Lomo, I'll put a link to my video on exactly how to do that right up there in the corner somewhere. Now, if you're watching this on a TV, you probably won't see that link. So just do a little search, loading Lomo tank, Filmboy24, and you'll see exactly how I do it. Now, back to this. I did find an edge code on this. And give me 1 second. It is a plus, a circle, and a triangle, which, according to Kodak's own website, means that this roll of film was manufactured in 1994, which would give it an expiration of around the mid-90s, 96. Usually they put 2 years for a process before date. So my guesstimation is that this was shot right there, right smack dab in the mid-90s. You'll see the hairdo is, sort of a little bit 90s. Anyway, here's the results that I got. I did process it as a negative. It is a reversal film, but I usually do negative processing. So here's the film real quick. We'll be right back. Yep. See, I don't know exactly what's going on, and there's a couple things I'll tell you real quick. Clearly, it's a young lady sitting on a chair and talking. Looks like probably to somebody off camera. Don't know what she's talking about. Picks up a Bell and Howell. Looks like a Bell and Howell to me. Did you see that? It could have been a Sears, I suppose, but probably a Bell and Howell Super 8 camera. Shows it for a minute with the lens cap on. And then you get a nightstand and some Lifetime on TV, on the old tube TV. And then you get sort of a, I don't know, kind of a little creepy there at the end. It's almost like a little Blair Witchy, only weirdly. Anyway, very blurry, way too close to the camera, obviously. I wasn't 100% sure whether that was 18 or 24 frames per second. Sometimes it's not black and white. I mean, the film is, but sometimes you're not 100% sure if it is, 18 or 24 frames per second. I did render that at 24 frames per second. It seemed a little bit closer to me, but then when you maybe watch the TV, it looks like maybe they're sped up. I don't know. I'm keeping it at 24 frames per second. I'm actually really interested to know what's on these two rolls that were from the same batch. It all came out of Aberdeen, Kentucky. I don't know if that's where that was shot, but if you recognize the young lady there or the fella there at the end, which I'm sure you probably don't, well, let me know. Leave me a comment or share the video to somebody that you think might know who they are. I'll be doing these two soon, probably this month. I'll at least process them this month. I don't know when I'll show the video, but really, really interested to know what's on these two rolls here now. It wasn't overly common that people shot this stuff back in the 90s. Most of the stuff that was shot just by the casual user was either Kodachrome or Ektachrome, the 160 or the K40. That was, 90% probably of what was shot. So when, you come across one of these, I mean, you never really know, I guess, what you're gonna get. So stay tuned for that. I have a lot of cool stuff planned in the future, so if you're not already, how about consider it if you want, if you think I've earned it. Subscribe, that'd be great. But at the very least, this is free. It's free and it only takes a second. How about tap the like button for me? Helps me, with the YouTube algorithm and whatnot. I don't really make any money on this channel. I just like people to see the videos. So, hit the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. You can even hit that little bell thing down there by the subscribe. That'll let you know when I upload a new video, which is usually about once a week-ish, maybe twice, but usually once. And until the very next time I see all of your stunningly beautiful faces, that means you too. There it is. I'll see all of you on the very next go-around.